classroom, room 225. Make sure you get familiar with how to enter my classroom appropriately. This is the sanitation station. You will be expected to use hand sanitizer upon entering the classroom. If you leave to go out and blow your nose or come back in for any reason, you'll use hand sanitizer again. It is very important to keep our hands very clean. The class of 2024 is always safe, responsible, and respectful in every situation. Make sure that you are always following the expectation for cell phones in whatever room you happen to be in. In Miss Miller's classroom, if the cup is red, that means phones are not seen or heard. Yellow means headphones are acceptable for music or for ed puzzles. And then green is phones may be used and you have asked permission to take care of something personal or to accomplish something for another class. If you can't meet the cell phone expectations, we have these handy pouches for you to put your phone into, and it makes a really loud Velcro noise if you open it, and then you'll get in trouble and lose your phone, blah, blah, blah. When you come into the room, you'll want to make sure that you look at the board, but also you'll notice some areas in the classroom where you are not allowed to sit. Please do not touch my computer or my workstation over here. And then you'll have lights that I also encourage you not to touch, and furniture that's stacked in the back of the room is off limits. That's your classroom. When you find your seat, you will look underneath and you will find a little container that has some materials for you to use. In these containers, we have some headphones, which are wound up, and you need to make sure that you wind them again at the end of class. You have a couple of writing utensils, and you have a spray bottle that is used for your personal sanitation of your area and materials. You can read the instructions on those. You can spray a couple of times. Please do not abuse the materials, but you can spray your area, you can spray your headphones, and your pencil if you feel inclined to do so. It's not required, but you can if it makes you feel a little safer. Just make sure that you put all of the materials back at the end of class or whenever you have finished using them. And they go back underneath the desk. As always, what you need to do for class will be on the board, so that is your go-to spot for information. But there are other signs in the room, such as classwork expectations and how to put forth your best effort. There are posters that explain how to ask for help, raise your hand, and wait. And then finally, we have posters over here that explain the behavior interventions. So how, if you can't follow directions, what we can do to help you out. These warnings are pre-warning, which might be a nonverbal warning or a directive to the whole class. Then you have your first real warning, your second warning. You might require a seat change if it's someone that you're sitting next to that's causing a problem, or maybe you need a cool off in the hallway where you can reflect on what happened. And then finally, a referral, and referrals get phone calls home. Remember that if student learning or safety is impacted, a referral can be immediate, which means you can jump all of these interventions and go straight to a referral if that's necessary. If I do ask you to step into the hallway for a moment, I will eventually ask you these questions to reflect on what happened in the classroom. So whether it was a behavior situation or maybe you got upset, I'll ask you these questions. What happened? How are you feeling? How are others affected? What can you do about it? And how can I help as your teacher? Okay, maybe there's someone I can get you to talk to or make things different in the future. But I'll ask you these questions. In the meantime, if you're waiting in the hallway for me, you can be looking at these coping strategies on the right-hand side and read through them and maybe figure out what works for you so that you can get through this moment. So name it to tame it, which is labeling your feelings, counting to 10, writing it out, belly breathing, or expressing gratitude. These are all great ways to get through the moment so that you can be the best you can be and get back to learning in the classroom. That's the end of the video. Please let me know if you have any questions.